Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, Fabian, and we're going to have a look at this new K50 Evony building that's been released, the Wisdom Dome. It can be quite confusing when looking into it and exactly what is going on with that. So I've done this little video, and what we will have a look at is what is the Wisdom Dome, the need to stockpile tokens, merging half books, and then we'll have a look at the activation of books in the Goddess Attendant, maximize these with slot boosts, and also some Wisdom Dome tips for free to play and the low spender. So let's go over to the game first, and the building that of course we are looking at is this one here with that little icon above it, which is the Wisdom Dome. And let's just get a feel for it first by just having a look. If we go into the detail, you can see there it says you can pray to the Goddess of Wisdom for books in this building. Offering books to the Goddess Attendants grants massive attribute boosts, which it does. And if you go in here, this is also very crucial because not only do you get buffs, but also as well you can see what unlocks at the different levels. So the first building that unlocks is the Charge Attendant at level 2, but the next one after that would be at level 5 for the Precision Attendant, and that continues all the way down. I believe you unlock all of them by level 15. And the different buildings that you unlock will make more sense when we go into the actual building, because if we go inside and have a look at what it looks like inside, you see we've got 4 different boxes at the top. We've got Goddess Prayer, we've got Book Merge, Goddess Attendant, and Book Warehouse, which we will have a look at all of these. And down here you also have the books that you can make. One is purple, one is gold, and that is in reference to the rarity of these half books, which will make more sense in a moment. So when going into the Goddess Attendant, those buildings that I was talking about that unlock at different levels, you can see this is where that actually corresponds to. So this one unlocks at level 2, this type would unlock at level 5, and on for the other ones as well at 9, 12 and 15. So let's go into it from the beginning. Let's treat this as a complete beginner guide. So with this one here, what we're going to have a look at to start with is getting tokens with daily activity chests. Get 5 more tokens for the 2.5k gems daily and the 5 different book types. Okay, so let's go back into the game. Let's click into here, and you can see down here these tokens that we were talking about. And let's have a look at what we can get from the daily activity chest. So this is the first one that we're having a look at here. It's this one here. And when we click inside that, you can see it's called the Goddess Worship Token. And you can see that we can get some via the boxes in here at 110. So if we go into there, you can see that the Goddess Prayer Token and a Goddess Worship Token is given at box number 4. And if we go into box number 5, again, we get another one each of the prayer token and the worship token. So that's how you can get them daily, and obviously making sure that you are completing boxes 4 and 5 of that daily activity chest is now going to be pretty important if it's not something you've been doing previously. The other way that we can get this, you may have noticed it up there, we did talk about it, was the purchasing of gems, and you can do this 5 times daily. So I will go ahead and buy all of these, and obviously 2,500 for them is definitely going to be worth it on a daily basis. But it's remembering, of course, that this is something that you need to do. So that is for getting the different tokens. Okay, and the last place that you can get these is from the package purchase. And these packs have now been released. They weren't available yesterday, but they are today. So we've got the prayer package for $9.99, which comes with 3 Goddess Prayer tokens that you can do. And you can purchase this 2 times during the event. I would assume that you would also be able to use your triple downs as well, which you can. And it's the same with the advanced prayer package, which comes with 20 of the Goddess Prayer tokens. And again, the triple pass will work on that as well. So that is an additional way that we can get these, and I'm sure there will be many people out there that will do that. Okay. The other thing to mention as well, so this is for the purple quality books, and what it's saying there as well when you click into that, after 9 consecutive attempts without attaining a purple quality book, it is guaranteed the next time you do that. So obviously there will be greens and blues. I'm not sure quite which ones are available, but you will be guaranteed that purple one after doing 9 spins. And it's the same with this one as well. It's after 19 consecutive attempts without obtaining an orange quality book, you will then get one guaranteed on the next spin. Now, in terms of the spaces that we was talking about, which is here, if we just go and have a look in the Goddess Prayer and click on the information icon up here, we can go into there. And when you go into this information, there are 5 different types that we can get. So you can see here, we've got the charge one first. That's one of the types. Precision is next. Then we go down to formation, which is the 3rd one. Then we've got siegecraft, which is the 4th one. And when you go down to the final one, you can see that we've got missile as well. And you can see in there the different book types. So we do start off with the green, that then goes to the purple, that then goes to the orange. So this is going to be another one of those events that is going to be a bit of a grind over time, similar to the blazons and how that works. So let's go ahead and spin what I've already got here. So you can again see that when I worship now, if I do this 9 times, let's click onto this, and this will then spin and give me relevant books. And you can see there, I wasn't lucky in terms of getting any purple ones, which was expected. I got 2 blues, and then I also got 7 of the greens. Now what I'm going to do is exactly the same on the gold side of things. I'm going to spin these ones as well. Let's go ahead and do this one over here, and let's see what we get. Again, you're going to have to keep your fingers crossed, and I didn't get any gold, which would have been nice for the video, but it didn't work out this way. I got 3 purples, I got 5 of the blue, and I got 2 of the green. So that is now what I've got there. When I go into book merge, you will see that there is an option down here to merge with the book, and you can see we've also got options as well to search for books from other players or your warehouse to merge. So let's go over to the book warehouse. These are all the different books that I've currently just won, and you can see they are kind of half books. That's what they are. They've got the left side and they also have a right side, and you would need to merge the 2 together to get a full book. Now when merging the 2 together, they do need to be the same type and color as well. So that is something to be aware of, that they will need to be the same type and color. Now let's go back over to the game where we were. Let's have a look at where we're at now. Okay, so these are the different ones we can merge. We can go ahead and have a look at the book merge. So the left hand side is where you would choose one from. So you can see we've got all these different options down here. I would mess about with the green ones first so you know what you're doing and you're not making any mistakes with those. But if let's have a look at these and see the different ones we've got. So we've got a missile, range, troop and siege machine book. So let's select this one over here. Then what we're going to do is you've got to select an option of either warehouse merge or player merge. So let's go onto the warehouse one for this, and you can see that we have one available which is the same type and same color. Click on this, and then when we merge these together, you will get these buffs here, which you can see, but you'll also get a random advanced attribute added to the book as well. So let's merge that book together like so, and this is now what I now have. So this is healing speed, basic attributes are 2%. We've got the advanced attributes of when joining the rally, enemy range, troop and siege machine attack is minus 0.9%. When defending, enemy range, troop and siege machine attack is going to be minus by 4.2%, and when joining the rally, enemy range, troop and siege machine attack is also going to be reduced by 1.8%. So that is the first book that we have on this example. Now let's come off that and let's do another one for the example on here. Let's this time choose formation. So that was one of the types I was talking about, formation, which won't be unlocked as of yet, because if you remember, we was talking about what is unlocked to start with. And if we remember rightly, when you go into the Goddess Attendant, you can see here, I need to unlock this at level 2 before I can even place any of these books down. So these books get placed into these 5 different spaces. So let's go and upgrade this building now. Let's do that, and let's get an instant upgrade because I'm not going to batch finish at the moment with my other ones, unless actually, no, I've got all 3 on the build, so I'm going to save them. So we'll use gems to upgrade this for now. So let's do that. Don't show this again today. I've got plenty of gems because I'm saving them. So that's taken me to level 2. And again, you can continue going up. There will be relevant different levels for the upgrades and different buildings you may need to do that. But you can now see that when I go in there, there is a different icon. And when I go into the Goddess Attendant, you can see that I can add a charge book there. But when we did the book merge, if you remember, it was missile. So missile will not be able to go into there. I would actually need to do a charge one. So let's go back into these rare books. Let's go into the book merge. This time, let's choose a charge one. And this time, let's see if we actually do have the option of a blue one. So let's go with the... Well, I've only got one. So let's go with this only one that I've got here, which is the Charge Mounted Troop Book. Let's click on that. Let's click Select. There may not be an option to be able to do this from the other side. There is. Select. And you can see now that when I'm putting these two together, again, I'm going to get those basic attributes, but also I'm going to get that one random advanced attribute as well. So let's click on Merge. Blue book is merged successfully. Defending mounted troop HP of 3.5% has been added, and the advanced attributes: attacking mounted troop attack 1.4, in rally mounted troop attack 2.7, defending mounted troop attack 1.5. So now that we've done that, what should be available now is going into the Goddess Attendant, and this time I now have those books to add. So I will add this one here. I will select, and you can see now that those attributes are now live. So that is what I will have on there now as additional buffs. The other thing you can do with these books as well is you can upgrade them. You can use half books of the ones that you may not need. This is something I'm not going to do straight away at the beginning because I just want to see how the process works. But you can imagine that as we collect in lots more of these half books, there will be a lot of the greens, a lot of the blues that are sort of no longer needed. And in fact, actually, what I will do is I will use some of these greens now just to show you the bar filling up. So you can now see that if I use these 6 books here, and you've also got the option to auto select as well, and you can also obviously change this down between the different categories as well. Obviously I've now got a blue charge, so that would be telling me I wouldn't necessarily need any of the charge greens because I've already got the blue, which is obviously a better attribute. So that is another thing to think of. That's another way to do this, is by breaking these down by the different categories as well. So let's go ahead and do this one now. Let's go and get it sorted with the upgrade for this purpose. And you can see now it's gone to 1%. So now when I go back to this and have a look, you'll now notice that 1% has actually been added to all the different attributes there. And this is something else that's going to become very, very worthwhile when doing. Now, if we go back into upgrading, I'm just intrigued as to how many it would take to go to the next level. So again, you can appreciate going to level 2 is going to be a lot harder than it would have been to go to level 1. And obviously making sure that you are not using ones that you shouldn't be from the beginning. So that is how that works. If I wanted to unlock the Wisdom Dome and be able to use that, I need to go level 5 on the upgrade of the building. So let's go into that and have a look at the detail again. So you can see the different boosts that are going to be given, but you can also see as well that unlock precision attendant at level 5, which is what it was saying, is also going to be unlocked. So let's go and have a look at how much gems it's going to cost, because I'm not going to do it the normal way. So this is 10,000. I'll do it. The things I do. So I spent quite a few gems there in order to get this to level 5, but it's fine. I've got lots and lots of gems, as you can see here in the top corner, because I save things for a very long time. I am a hoarder. And if you've seen a video that I've done previous, you will already know that. So for the purpose of this video, I now have number 5 unlocked. Let's go back into the rare books. Let's go into the Goddess Attendant, and you can now see that Precision Attendant is now unlocked and ready to be filled. So let's go back to the book merge. This time we're looking for a Precision. Probably don't have a purple, but let's have a look at seeing what happens when I do select that. Let's go into Warehouse. Of course, I didn't have a purple one, which was expected. So this time, let's go into Precision, but this time use a blue version. So let's select that, and then this time when I click on the Warehouse, you can see there is one available to use, but you also notice as well there is a player merge that you can also do as well, but we'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. For this one, let's get the one that I already had via the warehouse. Select on that. You can see the basic attributes that are already there, but again, I'm going to get random advanced attributes added as well, which you have no control over. Let's merge this one. This is a blue book, and you can see in rally range troop HP is 3.5%, and we've got attack in ranged, in rally ranged, and in and rally ranged troop attack, similar to the blazons and how the blazons work over there. This is now ready to be applied. So again, there will be a lot of chopping and changing over the first few weeks in doing this. Let's put this book in there. So again, you can see here that I've got this precision range troop book here with the purple attributes, blue attributes, and a green attribute, and it's deciding which ones you want, similar to the blazons again, as to which one you are going to put in. So I'm going to put this one in, and now you can see again, those are the buffs I have. If I wanted to change it, I could just click on that and then obviously change it accordingly. Again, we can do the boosts, which we can add. Obviously, the blue ones significantly increase that. They go by 10. So if I added, for every blue, it's going to be a 10 that is added. And for every purple, it's going to be 20 that is added if I wanted to boost them. Okay, so we're now getting through this. We're starting to get a little bit of an understanding. So we know we need to get tokens with the daily activity chest. We know that we can get 5 more tokens for 2.5k gems daily. And we also know there are 5 different book types. And those 5 different book types, which I've got here for you, is charge, precision, formation, siegecraft, and missile. So you can see those there. And those types are unlocked at different level buildings for the Wisdom Dome. So charge is unlocking at number 2, I believe it was, and precision is 5, formation is 9, and then siegecraft is 12, missile is 15. Now in terms of upgrading, I just want to show you quickly as well. So if I go to upgrade, you know I've already done some with the gems for the purpose of this video, but you can see now that if I wanted to go to the next one, you can see just how quickly the expense has gone on that. I would now need 354 million in stone and 320 million in the iron as well. So being aware of how much this is going to cost, and of course potentially doing this when it's resource consumption event would certainly make sense. Let's go back into this. Let's have a look at what else we was talking about. So we also know as well now that when we're merging, they need to be the same type and color. And we do know as well, it is very similar to blazons in the fact that it's going to be a long grind collecting those tokens and getting those better buffs via the different books. So you can see that I've unlocked 2 and I've got the 2 blue in there. Probably going to take a while before I get the purple, and I can imagine the gold is going to be quite a way down and may even require some pack purchases to be able to do that. And of course, obtaining purple and gold books across all 5 slots is going to be the ultimate goal. Remember, there are 5 spaces for the books to occupy for the different types. We've just mentioned the different ones, which are charge, precision, formation, siegecraft, and missile. And then the other thing that we haven't had a look at yet is completing books with other members of the server that you are in. So if I was over here and I wanted to go into book merge, and then let's say this time I'll just put in a random one. We'll put this one here, and you can see now that that is in there. This time I could click on player merge, and that would give me the option. If someone else had already done that, then that could have been an option to be able to do. So like I say, you can see there's nothing actually in there. We go to alliance, there's also nothing in there. It's going to be very, very minimal at the beginning. Just going to try and see if it actually changes anything when you use all the different ones. So let's this time select that one. Let's go back into player merge, and again it is just showing you what actually has been sent already, and there's nothing there. And this is another one of those as well. A great point that I heard earlier was potentially looking at farms, especially if you've got any yourself. So not just thinking about alliance members and server members, but maybe even farms and collecting those tokens daily on there so that you can do some of the merges with any farms that you may have. But again, if I wanted to send this, let's just say for argument's sake, I wanted to send one of these. Let's just say I no longer wanted this green piece here. I can click on send, and then I can then send that as a merge for other options as well. So I could click in here and say, this is exactly what I'm looking for. So I'm looking for any advanced attribute. I could say I'm looking for attacking siege machine defense, and that would actually need to be matched up by someone else before being able to complete that merge. And just to be aware as well, when you do the merge, you both will get a copy of that full book. So if I was to do this merge with someone else and we was using their half and my half, they would get a book, I would get a book. We all win in that respect. You can also add a tick as well if you wanted to require approval, and that is what you can do there. And again, just double check on these options if you want to narrow it down even further in terms of what you are looking for. So let's come back off that. So that is pretty much it for the Wisdom Dome. Okay, so let's summarize this very, very quickly for you. So again, we've got the daily spins, which can be obtained via the daily activities as well as purchasing packs. So if I was to click onto this, you can see that I can get daily activity via 110 and 145 on there for those different chests. And I can also purchase 5 gems daily for 2,500, which is definitely going to be worth doing. On the gold one, you again get them from the daily activity, but also there is the option to purchase them from packs as well. When we go across to the book merge, you can see that we've got all the different merge records that you've done previously. You can also see any merge requests from sent and received. And then again, if we was going into here and I was clicking on a purple and I clicked on select, that would then match up if there was anything available in my warehouse. And of course, you've got to remember when you are doing the merge that it has to be the same color and of same type as well. So it would need to be formation, it would need to be blue. So if we come back off this and see if there's anything that I could physically match up with anything, and you can see there isn't, because I've only got one of each. I've got one of the Siegecraft purple, missile and precision. I've only got one of the Siegecraft formation and charge of the blue, and I've only got one of the green of the Siegecraft. So if I wanted to merge this book here, this Siegecraft, I would need another blue level that was also Siegecraft to be able to do that. And the same with the formation as well. I would need that to be like that. The option to merge as well, as we said, that is also available. So again, when you do select one, this will bring up those two options for the warehouse merge or player merge. Going across to the Goddess Attendant, this is where you will place your rare books in there. Again, coming with different attributes, and these books are also available to upgrade, which you can do using other books or half books that you already have. So if I was to click into this one here, you can see that that would add 5 onto there. But if I was to add the blue, that would add 10, and the purple would add 20. And again, when you do upgrade, the buffs are pretty decent as well. And then finally, going over to the book warehouse, this will show you exactly what you have in your warehouse as well. Now, going back over to the breakdowns that I did of these, I will actually add each of these different ones on my blog post, because what I'll do is I'll go and break this down as a blog post and put it on empirebuildacademy.com so that you can see all the different breakdowns and the stuff to remember for the Wisdom Dome. So I will go and do that. That should be up before the end of day's play. So do go and check that out as well, so that you've got that as a reminder as to what to do and how to do. But it seems like it's pretty decent. Seems like we're going to get some decent buffs from it. But what we absolutely know is it's going to be a grind. There are going to be people who are going to be playing a bit of money into this alongside the K50 and getting some more awesome buffs, I can imagine. And like I say, for the free-to-play, for the low spender, it's doing that daily activity, doing that grind, and then, of course, obviously trying to match up these with other Alliance members. So that's where I'm going to leave this video. If there's anything I've forgotten, then please do mention it in chat. If there's anything else that you need explaining, then please do throw that in there as well, and I will try and answer all comments. And I will see you in another video very soon. Thanks for watching.